Hello everyone, welcome back to the Phone Museum. Today we will go over can you use Galaxy Tab 7.7 LTE version in 2021 as a smartphone. First, this is the Korean model, so you can use LTE cellular data with a voice call. Other LTE variants are only able to use LTE cellular data, no voice call. So only Korean model use the Qualcomm Snapdragon S3 chipset. Other Tab S 7.7 use Samsung Exynos 4210. By the way, at that time, Exynos was better than Snapdragon, so this model is slower than the global model, and OS version is also different. When I do review the phone, I try to use more than 2 or 3 weeks. I put in my main SIM card and I use that phone for my daily driver. But this one I did not use for a long time. The reason is randomly this phone cannot make a call and receive the call. Highly likely my model is almost 10 years old, so it might just be my device problem, but one day I have no problem making call, but someday I cannot make a phone call and receive a phone call as well. So one day I was make a really important phone call, but this phone cannot connect to the phone call. So after that, it was an emergency situation, so I just take out the SIM card and plug into the different device, and then I plug back to this phone. Then after that, it can make another phone call, but in few hours later, it just cannot make another phone call anymore. So I cannot do reinstall to the different device and put in here to make a phone call. So that's why I quit using this phone as my daily driver. So right now you can see it's in airplane mode. So right now my main device used in different device. I will review that device in future later video, and I will just talk about this device in short-term review. And main result is you cannot use this device as a smartphone in 2021. So using Galaxy Tab 7.7 as a smartphone in 2021 is no go. So if this one cannot use as a smartphone in 2021, then how about using as a just tablet? Firstly, the global version of Tab 7.7 support all the way up to Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean, but the Korean model support all the way up to 4.0.4 Ice Cream Sandwich because of a Snapdragon S3 chipset. In 2021, 4.1 and 4.0 both are really outdated, so it's not a big deal, but still higher version has higher chance to get more application, and indeed there's a few application not running in Ice Cream Sandwich anymore. Anyways, to browse web, when I use default browser, internet browser, this is outdated, so I cannot access to some of the web page. That's why I download 4 different browser. In the home screen, you can see there's a 5 browser, default browser, Opera, Opera Mini, Chrome, and Firefox. In my usage, if I can access the web page, then I use default internet browser to download something, because default browser has fastest and where download program, because when I try to Chrome and Firefox, sometimes it's a download complete, but it's not in the download folders. So when I have to download something, I usually using an internet browser, and you can see there's a Instagram Lite application or download, because the last thing I downloaded was Instagram Lite. Anyways, and I'm using Opera to watch YouTube because I tried to use different browser. Opera was one of the best to play YouTube video, so I'm using Opera, and I'm using Firefox to search web, and using Chrome and Opera Mini for just backup in case I try to search web and sometimes Firefox is having hard time load. Then I copy and paste the link to the Chrome browser. Sometimes it works better, sometimes it doesn't. So those two are backup. Then browser is kind of usable, but it's pretty complicated because who using like 5 different browser in one device? So searching web is not so ideal in this tablet anymore. Then what about the camera performance? Tablet 7.7 is unlike Tablet 2 8.0. I reviewed previously this one. Camera is not so good. This is like a simple webcam, so do not expect too much on this camera. For the sample photo, I will post the card top right corner up here, so you can click and get some deep review about the camera performance. And what about the navigation system? It has a Google Map, but you can see by the icon it's really outdated. So it still works, but really slow and lack of features. But main problem is really slow. Is I tried to using as navigation, but it was a pain in butt. And of course, the YouTube is outdated as well, so it's not working because a new version of YouTube is available. Install it now from Google Play, and I cannot go to the YouTube application, so I have to click the install now. Then it hijacked to the Google Play Store, and your device isn't comparable with this version, so there's no way to watch YouTube from the YouTube app. That's why I'm using Opera browser to watch YouTube. Basic SNS, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, they're working, but the light version is much better, way faster, and better than regular apps, because regular apps are outdated, but light version is still support for the 4.0.4, because I think I got another update for the Facebook Lite. Let's check. Yeah, you can see there's a Facebook Lite. I will update. And 2 days ago, I updated the Messenger Lite as well. So Lite version is better for the old device. So you can use this tablet for simple SNS. But for the banking application, you need to give up and just go to the nearby ATM. Doing the banking app, there's no go. And for gaming, you can have to give up gaming unless you're doing a really simple game like a Sudoku. I will do an in-depth review on gaming in a separate video. So therefore, Tab 7.7 is no-go for tablet usage as well. A few things I use the most are during the Olympics, I watching TV via DMB service. I said in review, this one is Korean model, so there's a DMB TV antenna, so you can watch TV with this device. So during the Olympic, I was able to watching Olympic games via this tablet. It's having time to get signal, especially I'm in indoor, not outdoor. For in-depth review for the DMB, you can check in the review video of Tab 7.7. Watching movie and listening to music was quite useful for this tablet, because especially this tablet has a AMOLED display, so watching movie is very good. The one downside is this tablet has 2 speakers, but both are positioned on the same side, so hard to get a stereo effect. This tablet thankfully has a 3.5mm headphone jack, so you can plug in headphone or using Bluetooth earphone to listen music. Then speaker is no problem because you're listening via earphone. Another problem is this tablet cannot play 1080p with 16 frame per second video. So you have a video file that is 1080p with 16 frame per second, then you have to reduce the resolution or frame rate. Also, when you transfer the file, you have to transfer via hardware method, like using Samsung 30-pin connector or using a micro SD card. When I used this device the first time, I did not have Samsung 30-pin connector. So I tried to transfer file via Wi-Fi direct, but when I using this model, the Wi-Fi direct is very unstable. So sometimes it connect and I try to send the files, it just suddenly unconnect again. So I tried to via Bluetooth and it was so slow, so it takes too long. So I have to transfer data via micro SD card. And also for the same reason, the Samsung Smart Switch is able to download, you can see, and is able to run this application, but cannot transfer data via wireless. And I do not have a 30-pin connector, so cannot transfer data via wire as well. Thankfully, the Smart Switch and this device support micro SD card, so I can back up a file to the SD card. Here's Smart Switch. You can see there's a receiver send data. For example, send data. There's cable and wireless, but both are not working properly with this tablet right now. And there's a SD card, thankfully, so I can back up and restore to SD card. So I take out the SD card, plug into a new phone or old phone to send or receive data. So overall, Galaxy Tab 7.7 LTE version is not possible to use a smartphone or tablet in 2021. Just forget that this device can connect to Wi-Fi. Just simply think this is simple media player. Then it's alright. It can play video and listening music. So just a simple media player, then it's alright. So that's it for today's video, and thank you for watching and see you in the next video.